Hey guys, I'm going to do some swatches of the Jeffree Star Cremated palette for you today. Just a few things, so if you don't want to listen to me blabber, you can skip ahead a little bit, but I just wanted to get a couple things out of the way. You probably can't tell from the angle that I'm recording from, obviously, but if you watch my vlogs, you know I moved my office around a little bit. I had to kind of change up my setup. So I'm filming in a different spot. I'm hoping the lighting is good. I've had such mixed reviews on my lighting situation. Like, I have a bunch of people telling me that like my ColourPop swatch videos are the best that they can find, and that they're really good, but then I've had comments too that my lighting is absolute dog shit. So if you want to give me any feedback on my lighting, that would be much appreciated. I don't have like a fancy ring light or anything, so my lighting isn't super bright, but I also don't want to wash out the swatches. And I think that's why I get a lot of comments that my swatches are really good, because my light doesn't completely wash out or distort what the actual color looks like. So with all that being said, feedback on the lighting is very appreciated. But this is the Jeffree Star Cremated palette. I just got this yesterday. The outside packaging is really cool. Actually, I'm sure you've all already seen this, but let me show you what it looks like when it's in there. You can just kind of see his eyes, well, one of his eyes peeking through. But this, you probably can't really tell until you have it in your hands. I thought it was just like a cutout, but there's actually clear plastic right there, which is pretty cool. So I do like that. That's kind of fancy packaging. In my opinion, I do like the palette, but I really like when palettes have artwork on the cover. So like, yes, this is artistic, obviously, because he's got awesome makeup on, and Lipstick Nick, who is one of my favorite people to watch, like makeup artist-wise, she does all his campaigns and everything, so she did a really awesome job. I just like, personal opinion, when there's like artwork of some sort on the cover, not just a photograph of the owner. But the back is pretty plain. I do wish that he put like the little pictures of the shadows on the back with the names. He doesn't seem to ever do that much. I don't know if any of the palettes ever have had that on the back with the names of the shadows. But anyway, it's just helpful for like if you're doing a tutorial, which I never really do anymore, but if you're holding it up and you want to see the shadow names on the back, it's just helpful in that respect. So there is a big mirror on the inside. Hello, there's my light right there. Still has the plastic on it. I always tend to leave the plastic on because I don't like the mirrors to get dirty. But these are the colors here. When I first saw this, when he opened it up on his reveal video, this was pretty much exactly how I pictured it to be on the inside, which I was really happy about, because the last palette, when he opened that one, I was kind of disappointed because I thought it was going to be way more purple than it was. It's still a beautiful palette, I still use it a ton, but I expected it to be more on the purple side, and it wasn't. There were a few purples, but yeah. Packaging wise, it's a nice heavy duty cardboard. It's magnetic, so the magnet is actually pretty strong on this one. And it's all like a marble print inside. Not particularly loving that, just because like when you glance at it quickly, this darker part right here and like over here, it looks like you spilled eyeshadow on it. It just looks like it's a little bit dirty or something. I don't know. I actually think it would have been really cool if it was like a black glitter inside. That would have been awesome, but it also probably would have kind of washed out the darker colors. Those are just my personal opinions on the packaging. So let's get to swatching. The first color is called Hearse, and it's just a matte, super soft to the touch, creamy black. So it's not like super jet black, but it's one that you can build up, which I really appreciate because, to be honest, I don't use super black eyeshadow that much, but I do like shades like this kind of black to darken up my outer corner with whatever look I'm doing if I want to make it smoky. Angel of Death This one is also a black, but it has silver glitter in it, so it's got like that wet, slick look to it. And that one is very black. This would actually make a really pretty eyeliner too. I haven't like played around with these glittery ones with a wet brush yet, but just from the texture and feeling it, they feel like they will work well wet. Gravedigger, again, very creamy to the touch. This is like a medium gray matte color. I'm hoping my lighting is good because it seems like it's really nice and true to color on my viewfinder. Death Certificate has a little hearse printed in it. This is another metallic shade, and this is almost like a really dark taupey silver. All the metallic ones are so nice in this palette. RIP. This is a matte cool tone gray. Very soft, has that same soft texture as the other mattes that I've well, yeah, the black and the gray that I've swatched already. You're gonna hear me say gray a lot because I'm not good at describing different tones of gray. Pallbearer. As soon as I hear that, I think of old school wrestling. Anybody watch like wrestling back in the day, and Undertaker's like manager guy was Pallbearer? That's what that makes me think of. This is a really metallic silver with silver glitter in it. It doesn't really have much of a base color. Like if I turn it, you'll see that it's a little bit of a dark gray, but it's mainly silver glitter. It's like a really nicely packed glitter topper. That's the word I'm looking for, which will look good over like any of the matte colors. So that's the first row. Just wanted to give you a overview. Look how sparkly that one is. It looks wet. So nice. And it doesn't take that much to get it off, even though there's a lot of glitter in those glittery shades. I wanted to mention too, if you didn't already know, that these are all eye safe. They are all marked as eyeshadows. There's nothing in here that's a pressed pigment, because there's no like reds or bright purples or anything like that, so nothing to worry about there. If you don't like using anything that says pressed pigment on your eyes, then you don't have to worry about that with this palette. Okay, so the next row is mostly mattes. There's two metallics in the middle, but this one is Inheritance. It's a really nice like army green matte color. I love this color. I love any like grungy green type color like this. That one again is super soft and creamy feeling. Wednesday. This is a light cool toned gray. I have like a little fuzz stuck to me from the wipe that I'm using. That's what that one looks like. I can't talk today. Mortuary Beautician is a metallic, like, I would say tinfoil, but it's darker than tinfoil. It's a metallic dark gray. That one feels like it's harder pressed in the pan. It's got kind of the same texture as this one, but that one doesn't feel as hard pressed. Last Look. That one's much softer. That's like a metallic brownish, like a brownish beige. Very reflective again. Solemnly Swear is a matte darker gray than the Wednesday shade. Beautiful, nice and soft. The thing that I love about his mattes, well, in most palettes anyway, I shouldn't say all of them because some of them don't perform as well as others. The ones that have that really soft creamy texture blend really nicely, and that's hard to find in grays because gray eyeshadow a lot of the time can be patchy and take a lot of work and need building up and everything and a lot of messing with it on your eyes until you can get it the way you want it to look. So just the fact that they're that nice creamy texture makes them really easy to work with. I've only used it twice so far, so I can't speak for every single color, but the ones I've used so far are really, really nice. So that is Solemnly Swear. And then the last one is The Morgue, another soft, creamy feeling matte. Sorry, I keep getting pieces of the baby wipe on me. So this one kind of has a green tone to it too. A little bit anyway. It's definitely not as green as this one, but it's got like a greenish undertone. Doesn't really look like it on camera, but in person, that's what I'm seeing. So that is row number 2. Now for the third row, we have Mausoleum. This is another one that feels like the Mortuary Beautician shade. Oh, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying that. It's very like hard packed, but it's still nicely pigmented. So this is a light metallic beige color. That is definitely one that I would use as like an all over lid shade. Absolutely beautiful. And then we have Embalmed. This one is really, really light, so hopefully you're going to be able to see it. It's a really, really pale, cool toned gray, and then it has little silver sparkles in it. Yeah, it looks like the camera's picking it up. The sparkles aren't like boom in your face, but it's got like just a hint of sparkle to it. Then we have Eulogy. This is another nice creamy feeling matte shade. Another gray, like a mid-tone bluish gray. Oh, there we go. Trying to make sure that my camera is in focus here. That's Eulogy. And then Life Insurance, this is another really pale one. Very, very pale, almost white gray. Doesn't even show up that well on me because I am so pale myself, but that's what that one looks like. Then we have Last Respects. This is a matte tannish gray. Another pretty light color. It's darker than that one though. And the last one that I didn't really leave room for here is Goodbye. This is a light silvery gray. Oop. Come on, focus. Focus, damn you. There we go. So that is row number 3. That one's really pretty actually. It definitely stands out in that row. These two, for sure my favorite in that row. So we'll clean that. I did just realize that my camera is now near my computer and my computer is on, so I'm hoping that the noise from the computer fan isn't too loud. I'm gonna kick myself if I go to edit this and it's really annoying. But let's just cross our fingers and hope that it's okay. This the last row is also the lightest row here. We have Obituary, which is a very light cream shade, but it has like a tinge of gray to it. Most of the colors in here have like that gray undertone to it. Very soft. All the mattes in here are like perfect, soft, creamy. I know I keep saying it's soft and creamy, but that's the only way I can describe it. Burial Gown. This is a matte cream. After I just got done saying that everything has a gray undertone, this one doesn't really have any gray to it. It's just like an eggshell color. And then Afterlife, another one that is a really good all-over lid shade. It's a metallic champagne almost. Very, very pretty. That would make an awesome highlighter as well. And then Casket Ready. This is a matte off-white. And then we have Deathblow, which is a matte white. Pretty good as far as whites are concerned. Like, a matte white is really hard to do, but this is a nice blendable one. And then the last one is Diamond Ashes. This one is gorgeous. It's pretty soft, and I feel like I already took away some of the star stamp that's in there, but this is just an insane, blinding, glittery white. I should say metallic white, because I mean, it's got sparkle in there, but it's more of a pigment than just a glitter. So that is the final row. Like I said, I have not used this much on my eyes yet, but the colors that I have used are really, really nice. Most Jeffree Star matte shades in his palettes are always so nice and blendable and creamy. And even, I was worried about these two, because even in like, not swatches, but pictures of it that I've seen online, they just look like they're crumbly and chunky, but they're really not. There is a little bit of fallout with these two shades. I can speak on that, but all these metallic ones that are more hard pressed and like not as messy, those are great. Like, I don't have any issue with fallout with those. Even, I hate when people describe it as fallout, because like, that's not always like the end-all be-all for eyeshadows for me. If something performs really well but has a lot of fallout, I don't like take points off it for that, because it's still a really good eyeshadow. You just gotta deal with brushing fallout off your cheeks. But I do really enjoy this so far. I definitely recommend it if you're looking for just like this is a very everyday palette for me. There's so many, like this bottom half is so neutral and everyday for pretty much anybody. And then you can just turn it to nighttime looks with the top colors. Even like this one, this one, this one, this one, those are things I would use during the day anyway. But it's a very all-in-one everyday palette for me, like not having to go dig in another palette for something else. You can just take this and be done with it. I really like it so far. I just had a brain fart with what I was trying to say. It swatches beautifully. The shades I've used so far perform beautifully. I'm thinking of doing like a get ready with me using this palette, so let me know in the comments if you would like to see that, just so you can see how I use it or how it performs on the eyes if you're curious. But I do really, really like this one more than I thought I was going to. I thought it was just gonna be kind of, oh, okay, another neutral palette. But it's another one that's so much prettier when you have it in person. I know on camera, even I was thinking before I got this in hand, from the videos that I had already seen, I was thinking that it was a lot of the shades look alike, and in pictures and stuff they do, but there's a lot of, it's hard to do a bunch of different tones of gray in a palette, but I think that they did a good job with it because none of them are like super duper close to each other. But I hope you guys enjoyed this swatch video, and I will talk to you next time.